Welcome to The Last Word. He's Mr. Chris Post. I'm David Jenkins, and Chris, districts moving along. We had a little bit of rain kind of messed things up on Tuesday, but it's kind of had some upsets that have kind of jumbled things around, and we're going to have some winners that are different than what people thought.
You just never ever know with high school baseball. That's the one sport in high school where it's so hard to pick who's going to win, and I know it's fun to try to predict what's going to happen, but high school baseball is one of those sports where you never can tell what's going to happen, because it's so much different than football. You can, in football or even basketball, you can kind of take and pick, this team is just heads and shoulders kind of better than this team. It's just not that way in baseball. But anyway, it makes for a good. I think it makes for a good district tournament because you never know what's going to happen.
It does. With baseball, you can have one pitcher control the game. You can have a dominant. He can be dominant and be on, and it just controls the whole game. Where in football, you have to have pretty. You can't. One person is not going to control the game. Yeah. So, Cape Central knocking off Poplar Bluff in Class 5 District 1 tournament. I believe I had Poplar Bluff not winning. I didn't have Cape Central beating them, but it doesn't surprise me. Like you said, anything goes, and just it seems like the top seeds never win the bigger schools.
Brian Rosner from the Daily American Republic texted me, and he said that out of the last 8 years, only the top seed has won once. So in that Class 5 District 1.
Looks like I know what I'm talking about.
So there you go. Yeah. It's one of those. And that's why baseball is just so different. You top seed, yes, it's good to get that bye. Second seed's good to get that bye, but it's tough to do it in a district in a tournament style, I think. But even then, when you look at those two teams, Sykes and Poplar Bluff both losing, they had time to rest, and they've had their number ones on. And if I had to guess, I would call Cameron Meisner Poplar Bluff's number one pitcher. That's just me, but that's neither here nor there. But that proves, whatever happens, that momentum is huge. And Cape Central got a big momentum boost the way that they won that game against Hillsboro Saturday, their first round game. Jack Ewan Cummins was a vacuum at third. He had the game-winning hit against Hillsboro. He had a game-shifting double play in that game. It was just one of those games that just kind of fell right into Cape Central's hands.
And in Jackson, they kind of had to hold on against Sykeston. Yeah. Sykeston pushed them to the brink. They had a 5-2 lead. Jackson did. They couldn't close it out. Sykeston, made the comeback and tied it up, and I believe had the game-winning run at second, stranded the game-winning run at second, and then Jackson ended up plating 3 in the top of the 9th to win it. But so Jackson, they're very happy that it rained out the Tuesday championship to give them just a little bit of rest, because that game didn't get over till after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, they had some arms going. Gavin Turner, he pitched a little bit over 2.5 innings, and then Colton Weber, he pitched 6.5 or something like that. I can't remember the exact one, but anyway, I would think that Gavin Turner would go this game, even though he did pitch 2. They have 2. Those are 2 quality pitchers that can win you any game, and it's Cape Jackson. So it's always a big rivalry between them. And but I will say with Sykeston, I was very impressed all year. They found themselves in situations like that where they're down late, and they always seem to make a run or tie the game or send it to extras. They played, I think, maybe 4 or 5 extra inning games this year. Didn't quite come out on top in a lot, and I think they won one of those games, but just couldn't quite complete the comeback. But it says a lot that they actually made the comeback to me, and with 2 seniors and 2 big seniors of Blake Wilfording and Trent Sidwell, it says a lot about what they have coming up.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say that too. They're a lot better than I thought they were going to be. I didn't think that they were going to be. I knew they were going to be young. I didn't think they were going to be as good as they were this year. Jackson's a very good team. Yeah. That's a tough 3 seed to play, and that's kind of why I picked Jackson. I thought they were they have more seniors. And they just seem to be more experienced in district tournament. You could kind of tell early in the game when Sykeston played Jackson that Sykeston was a little. I thought they were a little tight, especially
a little bit,
especially in the 3rd inning. Whenever Jackson scored a few runs, I just thought Sykeston got a little tight, got a little on edge there, and Coach Sheeter did a great job of calming them down once they got to the bench, but they couldn't. There was no mound. They already had used a mound visit earlier in that inning. he couldn't get out there to them. No. But once he calmed them down, I thought they played much better the rest of the game. But I thought that inexperience showed just that one inning, and that one inning is what ended up kind of costing.
When you're down 5, it's tough. I mean, it's you go out and score 3 runs, guys. Come on, let's do it. That's kind of what Coach Sheeter said after the game. But they did that for one inning, and that's commendable for them. But just 2 3-run rallies in a do or die situation is tough to do. But I'm like you. I was very impressed with them this season, and just they kind of grew up and during the season and took some hard losses and got some big wins, I think. But I think it's kind of exciting to see what they have coming up. But they do lose a guy that kind of was a staple in their lineup, and Blake Wolferding, who's kind of a feared hitter for them. You don't want to groove one to him as far as with runners in scoring position. And Trent said, well, their #1 pitcher. It's always tough when you lose your top hitter and top pitcher, but they've proven to kind of roll with the punches when it comes to that stuff.
A lot of times, though, your seniors are your top hitter and your top pitcher. So they've got plenty of people, I think, to replace them. The Wyatt Pratts, the Will Gilmers, there's plenty there. I think they'll be fine.
They have a good defense to build on. I think they I don't know. I don't know what that. I think they have all the pieces. I think it's just honestly. I think they're not just out there crazy, but I think it's up here really. I think with this team, they just have to know the confidence what they have. I think that's the biggest thing, and they'll get there. I think they'll get there.
I think so as well. Some of the smaller schools in Class 3, New Madrid's playing. They're playing Crothersville for the district championship, and keep in mind we're filming this before the district championships are played. That's played later this afternoon. So
it's not exactly a hot take, but you can go back and
see what we said.
See what we in the end. Those guys are strong.
New Madrid. I honestly thought Portersville would get past New Madrid because I didn't think New Madrid had the pitching. They proved me wrong. Palmer Campbell pitched the first. I think he pitched 4 innings in the first game on Saturday. Then Garrison Keene pitched him over Portersville and did a good job there. So Palmer Campbell will go win the championship, and if I was a bet man, I would put money on New Madrid because they tend to win these games, especially when their ace is going.
I like New Madrid, and Joseph McClarty does a great job of getting these guys prepared for this district tournament. He's proven that time and time again, and they go in with the confidence that they're going to win this game and win these district championships, I think. Having said that, Crothersville has had a very good, quiet season, I think. The scores that I've seen, haven't seen them personally, but they put up runs. They put up a lot of runs. They can hit, apparently, and I know they don't play the greatest of competition kind of down there, but I mean the games that they've pulled out a few wins that I didn't think that they could. So I like New Madrid in this one. I just think they have the experience in these games. I'm sticking with New Madrid in this one as far as my district winner. So
yeah, it comes down. I think it comes down to pitching, and I think when you have your ace on the mound, if Palmer Campbell's on, it's going to be tough to. Yeah. It's going to be tough for Crowsville to get enough runs, I think, to score on them. That's not saying they can't, though. I know that they put up a lot of runs. I've not seen Crowsville this year, so I don't know. I'm kind of speaking I've seen New Madrid a few times, but I've not seen Crowsville, so I really can't really speak to what they have. But just by looking at their box scores and stuff, they do have a good offense. So it'll be an exciting game, I'm sure, for people that are down in Malden. That'll be a fun one.
I would hope the field will be clear by now. We had some sunshine today, so hopefully it'll get played.
Kelly's taking on Scott City and Charleston. We kind of expect Scott City to win that one, but that one's kind of gone. I think as everybody expected. I think Kelly over Saxony was a slight upset. But not a major one. I think Kelly's improved this year, and I just don't know if they have enough to get through.
Maybe the way that they did it was I mean, they scored 9 runs in the first inning, and I mean they poured it on them. But Justin McAllister, Kelly has done, I think, has maybe done the job of the year. To be honest with you, just to see them early in the year for what now what they're doing, he has really got these guys together and really. Kind of honed in on what their strengths are, I think. But with this Kelly team, they've improved. I think they're the most improved team in this area. But having said that, Scott City, they're a state title contender last year. Is just one of those things, or the year before, I think it was last year. But yeah, it's Scott City's the favorite in this one. But I wouldn't be surprised if Kelly's to make it close. And if they keep it close, throughout, you get to that 5th, 6th, 7th inning, if they're close,
you start getting tight.
They got a chance. You know,
you never know that you get, if it's close and in those late innings, you get tight. That ball is a lot smaller when it's coming at you.
Exactly.
It seems to be hit a lot harder.
And that's what Cape Central did to Poplar Bluff. You know, they were obviously up. They weren't in it. They were up, and that Poplar Bluff kind of got tight, and they had one play that kind of deflates them, and that's baseball, man. That is baseball. You never know.
You go to Class 2, you know, some interesting things in Class 2. I believe that was the Cooter Bernie. I said Cooter was not the
Cooter of old.
Not the Cooter of old. I sit here mistaken. Yeah. Bernie was a heavy favorite in that, and Cooter shut him out.
I think I took Bernie too in that one. I can't remember, but yeah, Cooter, man. I mean, I didn't see the game. I haven't seen them all year, but. Yeah, they may have heard what you said, Gene.
They might have it, but good for them.
Yeah,
good for them.
Yeah.
You know, I hated Coach Shipman losing in his last game over in Bernie. He's stepping away as a coach there. He's done a great job with that team.
Yes.
You know, they've had a nice run the last few years, but it's you know, kind of stinks for them. But great for Cooter. I mean, you know, Cooter's always played a tough schedule. They've always you know played above what. You know, they'll play the bigger schools, and they're fine with that. And you know, so good for them. You know, we go to you know, Class 1, still battling it out in the semifinals.
In the semifinals, you would expect Orion and Bell City to meet in that final, but we don't know yet for sure. And we've already discussed it.
Yeah, we've already discussed
that battle. So, but we just don't know. And like I said, with the taping and stuff is kind of thrown off for today. But yeah, I mean, I think there's a lot of exciting matchups as far as the district tournament title games go. And I'm glad that the kind of weather is kind of held off, and we should get these in, and it should be in a time and manner, and have enough time for the sectional.
I do know that the rain was very cold on Monday night, and I did not enjoy it at all.
Yeah, I didn't mind you shooting pictures, and I didn't mind that at all.
Yeah,
so.
He sits up in the press box. I'm out there getting soaked.
Hey,
catching pneumonia.
When you have a famous photographer shooting your photos, you take advantage of it. So.
I can hardly talk today. That's neither here nor there. You can visit me in the hospital next week. Speaking of another game I was at Monday night was the Sykeston girls soccer game. They're going to be playing for a district championship against Poplar Bluff. We don't really talk much about soccer here because we pretty much just see Sykeston play.
One team around here, really.
Yeah, Sykeston. We now have Kelly, but they lost to St. Vincent, I believe, in a pouring rain.
In a very messy game, yes.
And you know, it was pretty unpleasant weather for Sykeston's win over Farmington, but it was an overtime win, a very exciting win. It was kind of a goal that just kind of was pinballed in, and you know, so now Sykeston plays Poplar Bluff for the championship, and they've met before and early in the year, and Poplar Bluff won on penalty kicks, so you should think that it's going to be another exciting game. You know, for Sykeston soccer, who's kind of, you know, they won the district last year, made the state quarterfinals, and they could make another run again this year.
They could. I don't think they've been as potent, I guess maybe is the word, as they were last year, to be honest with you. And it's essentially the same team, almost. But, you know, they have one of the top goal scorers in the area in Tori Helms. They got another girl in Claudia Kuykendall that can go in and score when she needs to from the middle. You know, they have had trouble in late situation games and holding leads in late. And pulling out overtime games and penalty kicks. Penalty kicks have not been their friend this year. And
it's going to get a little bit tougher. They have a new girl in goal, Kayla Graham. Not saying that she did a great job, an outstanding job the other night, but she's only played a couple games in there. So I mean, it's going to be, you know, you really don't want the game to go to penalty kicks. I think if you're Sykes, I think you want to win it in regulation. And I think, you know, Sykes. It seems to me Sykes kind of gets struck by the injury bug a little bit every year. They always have a few of their major girls go down with injuries, and they've kind of had that a little bit this year. But you know, they fought through it, and they're they're in a chance to win a district title once again. Coach DeMint's done a great job with that team.
He has, and to have a kind of a fresh goalie, it's like you said, it's very tough for somebody to come in this situation, in a district tournament atmosphere, to come in and try to protect goal there. But I think it's going to be another good matchup for them. You know, they've had went to penalty kicks before, so who knows, man? I'm with you. If Sykes, you got to win it in regulation. You finish it out in regulation, get you a 2-goal lead, get out of there if you're Sykes. And for Poplar Bluff, Hey, put some pressure on them. See what you can do at the end.
Real quick, wish the best to the Farmington goalie the other night. She got knocked out in a play in front of the goal, and it was kind of a scary situation. And I hope she's doing okay. And so, best wishes to her. And so hopefully we'll get these games in, and next week we can talk about some playoff matchups.
Thunder Warriors, who you got?
Warriors, sure. I don't know. Are they even playing yet?
Yeah, Thunder won the first game.
I'm done with the NBA.
What? Done with the NBA?
Grizzlies are out.
Oh, they've been out forever.
I know. I've been out forever.
Oh gosh. Oh, man.
Well, I am rooting for the Blues. Let's go Blues.
Yeah, they gotta step it up at home, man. They gotta win these home games.
Yeah, they're not playing very well, but
let them play on the road.
Yeah, they'll get better next game. We'll see you guys next week on The Last Word. Not so fast. The last word has not been said yet. We have
one more word? Is that what you're saying?
We have some more words.
Okay.
We have breaking news.
Yes.
The SEMO women's basketball team is going to get a local product from Mizzou.
Mm-hmm. Carrie Shepard from South Pemiscot is transferring from the University of Missouri to Southeast Missouri State University, and that, I think, is a big get for this women's team, who has just continued to impress and continued to get better, I think.
Yeah, they are. They get local. They get local kids where the boys team doesn't, but we will not talk about the boys.
Sour.
But the boys does not exist to me anyway. So, but the girls, I mean, they're just doing a fantastic job, and she's really going to help them. They have Hartman back next year. Hannah Knows back. They've got a lot of girls back. I think they're going to be a team to be reckoned with.
You got an SEC guard who's kind of maybe seen. I don't have the numbers in front of me, but she's been in that situation. A guard who can handle the ball and can score for you. And that's just
now. I think she'll have to sit out a year, if I'm not mistaken. But still, that's a great get for a program.
Still a good get.
Continuing to get better and better. And
Coach Rika Passion is killing it with this program. She has definitely put them in a great position in the OVC.
I just hope that she doesn't bolt whenever she has a great win. I think they're going to have a really good season this next year. I hope she doesn't bolt, to go somewhere better.
Hey,
she's great for SEMO.
Yeah, and it'd be great to hold her, but you can't hold her against her if she does go off to a better situation. But congrats to that program, and
it'll be great. It's going to be great seeing Carrie Shepard here.
Yeah, for sure.
So congratulations to them, and now we will see you
Last word
next week.
We're done.
Last word.
Last word is spoken.